If your AutoCAD dimensions look like microscopic specks or massive ugly blobs that ruins your layout, stop scrolling. You are doing it wrong and it's costing you hours of fixing. Welcome back to part 3 of our AutoCAD Mini Course. I'm Reza. We are here to solve your dimensioning problem permanently. In the next 5 minutes, I will try to focus on how to apply settings to solve the problem of tiny or huge dimensioning text and arrows, also the different ways of dimensioning. At the end, I will try to show you a hidden shortcut to save your time in dimensioning in AutoCAD. Let's jump in. The first step in dimensioning of an object is calling its command. You can call the command from annotation part the dimension. This dimension is for multiple types of dimensionings, but if you want to work specifically on a specific form of dimensioning, you have access from here. The other case is coming to this dimension menu bar. From here again, you have same access to the same commands. The other case is typing the full command of that or its alias. For example, I say DIM. It's the short form of or alias of this dimension. Here I come on top of this object. As you see, it says that you want to select this. I say, yeah. It automatically understands that I want a linear dimensioning. By clicking on this part, I have my dimension. But as I told you previously, it's tiny and cannot be seen. If I zoom in, I can see the dimensioning text or the dimensioning arrows. How can I solve this? It's easy. Let's see it together. It's dimensioning style. From here, you come to current dimensioning style is ISO 25. I need to modify this. In here, you have different tabs. As you see the preview of the dimensioning style, each dimensioning has the dimensioning text, the dimensioning line. Here we have extension lines here and the arrows. The first thing is line. You can change the color of that. We don't need to do these kind of modifications here. Here I just want to focus on the important things. If you want to go into detail, you can check our playlist. There is a full course on that and you can learn from A to Z. But here we just focus on the important parts. You can change the line type. Here, for example, if you don't want to see these extension lines, you can make these checkbox to make them unseen. And from here, you can come to the other part. It's the symbols and arrows. In symbols and arrows, you can change these. For example, I changed it to architectural one, but now let's keep it in this format. The arrow size, as you saw that the size of the arrow was small, now I make it bigger. I give the bigger value. The other case is the text. In text, you can change the font of your text or the other things like color and filling the color inside the box. But I say that no, text height is here important for me. The text height needs to be 10. And these also informations are more not related to our work in this way, but if you want to learn more about them, you can check the playlist. It's a full course on that. You can come to this fit part. This fit part is used when, for example, the object length is small and you don't have enough space to put your dimensioning text and arrows inside these two extensioning lines. So you can say that, for example, I want the text or the arrows to be in the between of these extensioning lines. But best fit is good. The other case is primary units. From here, you can change the precision of your units. For example, if you say 3 zeros after this dot, it's the accuracy that you want. But I say, for example, here 2 is enough for me, and I say OK. By saying close, as you see, it worked. And it made my dimensioning text and arrows in a bigger format by increasing the text height or arrow size. It was enough for the dimensioning style. Now let's see each dimensioning types one by one. The first dimensioning, as you can see here, is line. Imagine that I want to obtain the length of this line from here. I come selecting the first point, the second point. From here, as you see, it gives me the size of this object. But if I want to get the length of this aligned line by selecting to this point, and this point, I cannot obtain the length of that. It gives me in just horizontal and vertical form. The other case for this or the other type of dimensioning is aligned. I can select this one and this one. It gives me the exact length of this object. The other dimensioning type is angular. By selecting to this, I can obtain the angle between two objects. For example, I have this line and this line. I want to obtain the angle between them. I select on this. It gives me that, okay, yeah, it's 45. The other case is this line and this line. It's the 90 degrees. Let's go ahead to other dimensioning types. It's arc length. Arc length, as you can see here, I have an arc here. Actually, it's half of a circle. We say that by clicking on this, it gives me the length of this arc. It shows me at first the arc size, then the length of that. But I can obtain also the radius of this. By clicking on this, it gives me that the radius is 20. You see the R sign before the text that you see here is R20. The 20 indicates the size, but R highlights the radius of that. If I want the diameter, by clicking to this, it gives me 40. It's twice of this, but with the sign of phi. So phi indicates the diameter and R indicates the radius. It's the all ways of dimensioning, but now let's go on the promise that I gave you, how to dimension in a quick manner. For dimensioning in a quick manner, imagine I want to dimension these stairs one by one. If I want to do it, for example, by this way, I need to do one by one. I say 20, then enter again, I say 20, and it's not reasonable. The more quick way is typing QDIM, enter. By selecting the objects that I want to dimension and enter, I can give the dimension in this format. Actually, we don't dimension in this manner. It was just an example because we don't dimension the stairs in this format, but it was just an example. Or for example, to see another case, imagine that I want to dimension these parts. I say QDIM, enter. By selecting the objects that I want to dimension, I say that enter. With one click, as you can see, I have access to these dimensioning sizes. But be careful. Now it's good that we saw this problem here. As you can see, I told you when the space here is small, it decides itself that, for example, keeps the arrow size inside this extensioning line or the text. Because there is no enough space, both of these arrow sides are out. Now, in this step, we are familiar and we learn how to draw, how to modify, and how to dimension. And it was enough as a basic user, but it's not the last step our working. On the next episode, I will try to show you how to export our drawings from these DWG format to a, for example, PDF format. So be with me and enjoy learning. Thanks for watching, take care, and goodbye.